recently read the Odyssey for the first
Which
time.
translation?
I read the Fagles
Yeah,
translation
yeah.
for Iliad. I read the Iliad first and then read Odyssey after, and they're both very fascinating works, very different in certain ways. Obviously, you can see that there's clearly similar influences on both, but I can kind of understand why some people quibble as to whether the same person actually wrote both of them. But they do talk to each other a lot in terms of the poem. Be that as may, I was a little bit shocked by some of the objections to Nolan's adaptation. And it's kind of twofold. I don't want to go too far down the rabbit hole of critiquing the critics on this. I'd rather more talk about the movie and what Nolan's actually doing. But it kind of stems down to one, this idea of people quibbling with adaptation choices, which is something that every adaptation has to make, as in you cannot make it the totality of the poem or else you just read the poem. You have to pull out the elements of the character and of the story as presented in the poem that can kind of be translated by Nolan into a cinematic narrative that is coherent and consistent within its own presentation. And so elements of it change. So the Odysseus of Nolan's film is not nearly the complicated trickster of Homer.